Hello everyone, welcome you all to another Google Pixel 3a XL video. This is Sri and I hope you have been following my previous Pixel 3a XL videos from unboxing to the camera samples. Talking about camera, today also I'm going to introduce you to the camera. But unlike the camera samples that I have uploaded before, I'm going to talk about the camera layout, the changes Google has made along with the Android 10 update. Because I've seen camera samples and the camera layout from previous Google software versions like Pi, and it seems the layout has been redesigned by Google, probably listening to all the feedback from the users. So let's quickly go and have a look at what the layout is like, what has changed, and all these things. So stay tuned for that, people. Okay, we are ready to roll. So the first thing first, we are going to launch the camera app. Here we go. And if you are familiar with the Google Pixel camera setup, because this is my first ever Pixel, and as soon as I bought the phone, I got it updated to the Android 10 version. So I actually haven't got any experience as to how the layout was like in the previous editions. So I'm going to just introduce you as how the layout is redesigned by Google. So as you can see on the home screen, the camera button is there. So when you go to your left, you are left with portrait and night sight. I think this is one of the major redesigns done by Google. If I'm not mistaken, you had to go to more through here, through this, in order to reach the night sight. But probably listening to all the feedback from the users, with Android 10, Google has bring it forward to the home screen. So now you can easily launch night sight. I've heard Google has some amazing capabilities taking nighttime pictures. I'm actually yet to explore that option. As soon as I do, the examples will be shared with you all. But right now, let's talk about the design. So you have the night sight here, and the portrait, and the camera. Then you go to video. So let's quickly look at more option. When you go to more, one major redesign is that they have taken off the settings icon. As you can see, there are no settings icons anymore. They have Google Lens, slow-mo pictures. You can go up to 1/4 and 1/8 slow motion rates. Then there's photosphere. I'm actually yet to explore that option. Then you have something called playground, time-lapse, and panoramas. Now, if you are wondering what happened to the settings icon, how can we change the settings? Let's talk about it. Alright, so we want to know where the settings icon is, right? It's pretty straightforward now. What the Google has done is they have brought it into the home screen of each and every mode. Now, for example, we are in camera mode. So if you were to pull down, just like that, let's go back. You can see this down arrow, it's sort of like very well hidden. Just pull down. So you are in the settings icon. This is in relation to the camera. So these 4 sections are directly in relation to the camera app. So you can change the motion, timer, flash, and the ratio. And if you were to click this icon, that would take you to all the settings. For example, you can see location, camera sounds, lens suggestions, and all these things. Even the gestures. And if you were to go to advanced, you can see there are so many things like show dirty lens warning. So if your lens is a bit smudged with maybe dust or oil or grease, that will give you a warning. HDR, RAW plus JPEG, store videos efficiently. So that's the advanced settings. But if you were to go down further, You can change the resolution of the videos, stabilization is there, and many other features. So this is the primary settings of the Google Pixel cameras. So let's go back. Now we are in camera settings. Let's go to videos quickly. Right, when you go to videos and pull down, so you have the two primary options in videos. Now I'm actually in 1080p video, so you can go to 30 frames per second or 60 frames. Flash is off. Now if I were to click this one, go down, if I were to enable 4K videos, let's see what happens. Now I'm in 4K video. You can see it doesn't give you any option because under 4K in Google Pixel 3a XL you only get 30 frames per second. So you can only change the flash. That's one redesign effort by the Google. Okay, let's quickly go to portrait mode. I must tell you people, Google Pixel 3a XL, I think Pixel cameras in general have this amazing portrait capability. They are just out of this world. I intend to do a separate video with portrait samples. That has blown me away because I've been shooting with Nokia camera phones all this time. But this portrait mode, isolating the subject, blurring the background, it's just DSLR quality. Amazingly beautiful. So if you were to pull down on the settings, you can see there's face retouching, timer flash, ratio and all these things. But if you were to click here, it would take you back to all these things on the settings. Okay, let's quickly go and have a look at what's under more. You can see there's Google Lens. When you go to Lens, there's nothing for it to identify. So when you go back, we have to go back to more. That's one of the disadvantages. And you click on slow motion. And slow motion, if I were to show you this button layout, you can see it's 1/4 of the speed, but you can go up to 1/8. That's about it. 1/4, 1/8. So that's how the slow motion works. And if you were to pull down on this, there's nothing much under settings other than the flash. Let's go back to camera. Click on more. Okay, let's go to photosphere. See, it has this strange look. I'm yet to explore this, but if you were to pull down, it gives me 360-degree view and all these options. Alright, then you have photosphere that allows you to take 360-degree pictures, and there is playground. I'm yet to explore that, so you can do that in your own time. And when we go to panorama, see, that's how the layout is now. If you were to pull down, you can also record audio. That's a very interesting feature, and I haven't done any experiments with it, but I intend to do that. That's going to be really interesting to record audio with panorama. Right, then we have time lapse. When you go to time lapse, you can see there is the normal speed, then 5 times, 10 times, 30 times and 120 times. That's going to be very interesting, because if you have been using an action camera like a GoPro, you would probably know about this time lapse and hyperlapse. So this is one advanced feature. Once again, I'm yet to explore this time lapse option also. Maybe when I get to work, I'll share some examples with you. Okay people, there is another very interesting feature. Now if you are in like one of these modes, let's say slow motion, and you take the slow-mo video and you want to quickly go back to capture the picture, what you can do is simply click on this button here on the left hand side, camera. you have access to camera and all the features on the home screen. That's a very cool feature. Let's try it with another. Let's say you are in panorama mode. You want to quickly go back and take a picture. You can do that easily now. Okay people, I have the last two features to share with you. The first is the zooming option, because Google Pixel 3a XL especially, it has just one primary camera, no telephoto lens or no wide angle lens, but you can digitally zoom in the pictures. What you need to do is, you are in the camera mode, just tap on the screen, it will show you the slider. What you then need to do is slide up slowly all the way to 7. But mind you, I highly recommend not going further than the 2 times, because the picture quality is going to degrade massively when you zoom in. Unless it's just a record shot, don't go beyond twice. Alright, let's look at the last feature then. Okay, the last feature I want to share is this one on the right hand side. With this slider, you can change the exposure. You can brighten the screen or you can darken it. That's a very useful feature when you are taking pictures, depending on the light situation you are in. So that's another cool feature, and those are the things I wanted to share with you. Well people, I think that's about all I had to share with you. This was a quick introduction into the Google Pixel camera app after the Android 10 update. I hope it was useful. This camera is just amazing. All the pictures I've taken so far have simply blown me away, because when I compare it against my Nokia 7 Plus camera, which was quite capable of taking some brilliant pictures, Pixel 3a XL is in a different league altogether. So the Google Pixel 3a XL is just extraordinary in capturing pictures, even videos, though I haven't seen many reviewers talking highly of the Google Pixel 3a camera video feature. From the samples I've taken, they have been just absolutely wonderful. I intend to do some more camera samples, especially video samples, including the slow-mo feature. Let's wait for that one. So people, that's all I have to share with you for now, because I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the changes, the layout of the Google Pixel cameras once you have updated it to the Android 10 version. So there are many useful features, especially I find that bringing the night sight into the home screen of the camera app is extremely useful, because that's one of the features, one of the modes you will be shooting quite often, especially towards the evening and early mornings. I intend to share some samples of portrait mode and night sight modes, so that you can get a better idea as to how good this camera is. Okay people, then it's time for me to say goodbye. From 2019, I'll be seeing you with more footage, more camera samples in 2020 hopefully, fingers crossed. So until then, I wish you all the very best in the upcoming 2020. Let's hope it'll be a better year for everyone concerned. And Pixel, in terms of Pixel news, they should be getting ready to launch Pixel 4a and Pixel 5 along with Android 11 sometime in 2020. This is Sri signing off. Cheerio and take care.